All right, family, we about to rock and roll. I was communicating with a few people. Let them know what's going down. I'm going to go ahead and open up with the prayer before I even start anything else. Because, and I'm going to try to be as careful as I can because they doing these social media networks are doing some head hunting now. So those of us who are conscious, we got to be very wise on what we say, because the wrong thing is over. So I'm trying to make sure I speak with wisdom so I can keep on talking to y'all until we get to a point where we don't need anyone else's platforms. So what I'm going to do a little sacrament. Little sacrament don't hurt. Got the incense. You know what I'm saying? Then we got the genie lamp. Usually when I light the incense, there we go. A little bit more. In ancient Kemet, the god, the Doom, he's over the incense. So I got the incense. Now I'm going to put it out. In the lamp right here. Signs and symbols for the conscious mind. There we go. So I got some stuff that I'm going to hit y'all with. We're going to rock and roll mind, body, and soul. Take control. You know what I'm saying? I think I got some lessons I need to dig up so I can make sure y'all got what y'all going to get. You know, make sure everybody got what they going to get. Whew. All right. So here we go. In the name of Amun-Ra, the Divine Father, do that again. In the name of Amun-Ra, the Divine Father, Mut-Nata, the Divine Mother, Kansu-Karas, the Divine Child, and all of us together, the Neteru, the Divine People. I am Pharaoh Heka Metu Kepanub Ankh, the sovereign ruler of the Nubiansufi Empire, gods and goddesses, the UTBA, the United Theocracy of Black America, of Black Canada, of Black Mexico, of Black South America, of Black Virgin Islands, of the Black Bahamas, of the Black Middle East, of Black Asia, of Black Russia, of Black Australia, the whole entire Black planet Earth, as well as the Black planet Mars, Black planet Venus, Black planet Mercury, and the other black planets in this 9 black planet solar system. To one and all, I say Heka Hotep, or Heka Hotep. Oh yeah, so I want to break down some stuff. First and foremost, I want to say that I want to change the pronunciation of Heka to Heka, because that's what it really is. When we say Heka, you know what I'm saying? Heka is a combination of 2 words of what people pronounce. I heard one guy say Heka. You know what I'm saying? Because he's pronouncing the E like the English letter E. But when you're pronouncing languages from what is so-called the East, the pronunciation is different than the pronunciation of, you know what I'm saying, the English, right? So with that being said, we're going to say Heka, because we're pronouncing the E as in cake, right? And of course, we're pronouncing the A as in apple. So E is in cake, and A is in apple. So we're gonna say Heka. So now we're gonna say Heka Hotel. And see, that's the science. There's a science behind the word Heka being pronounced like that, and I'm gonna show you better than I could tell you. Because what we Nubian Sufis do, we know a lot of things that we teach. They don't teach in a church. They don't teach in a mosque. They don't even teach in your school. So I have to show you some signs and some symbols so you won't be confused and I won't lose you. I don't lose anybody that I'm speaking to because they don't know what I'm talking about. So I do my due diligence in this. So of course, and if anybody know about Heka, right? So, or Hekas, we saying Heka now. So there's two parts of Heka. One is Hey, right? And then the other is Ka. So let's start with the first one of Heka, right? So this the first. It's a traditional god. They might want. I think they want me to visit the website before they let me to really go into the details of it. They want me to go visit the. Well, I don't think I have to do. Well, it look like it is. It's taking me to the website. So there's two parts: is Hey and Ka. So in Heka you got Hey and you got Ka. Hey and Ka. So this is the god or the nectar Hey, right? And Hey, he's supposed to represent eternity. Eternity, that which is eternal, infinity. You know, he was also used as a talisman for different pharaohs, where the talisman would say, may you have millions of years of life and rule. It's millions of years or millions of years of life and rule. And so Hey represented millions of years of time. Now, when I look at that millions of years, that makes me think about the trillions of years of history, the 84 trillion years of history. It takes so many millions of years to make a trillion. You know what I'm saying? So we looking at time is being caught. Time is being of since the first God created himself. Since the first God emerged out of the womb of triple darkness, that was 84 trillion years ago. And since the God who created the sun or ordered the sun forth, that's been 78 trillion years ago. And since the God who created this planet, that was 76 trillion years. So what it's saying is that creation, right, coming from a God, could last for trillions of years. And that's powerful, more powerful than the bragging of this modern world. They brag about the cars that they make. They brag about the tanks that they make. They brag about the highest skyscrapers that they make. But none of these things can last beyond 100 years. Not even last up to 100 years before they upgrade the car to something else, till they upgrade the buildings. But when you're dealing with the power of a God, whatever a God creates lasts for what? Trillions of years, right? Now, in the science of masonry, right, what is in your mind, the construct that is in your mind, right, you could put into the physical form as a temple, as a castle, as a city, right? And then, according to the laws of common sense, whatever you build, you govern over that, right? So I don't get mad. They say, oh man, these people, man, oh, they doing this with their building, they doing this. Well, that's their building. That's their building, right? So dealing with the God, if the God right, creates something, does not only he has the authority to rule over that which he has created? If the God created this planet, if a God created this planet, who on this planet can take dominance over who created this planet? Who can say how many people need to be on this planet? Who has the right to say what people can live on this planet, what people can die on, will need to die off on this planet? No one but he who created the planet can have any jurisdiction. It can say, hey, I want these people to be in charge of this planet and not these people to be in charge of this planet. Right? So, hey, in the ancient Kemet represented millions of years, which we are translated to trillions once you get down to the nitty gritty. Right? So how old is your soul? How old is your soul? You can't count how old your soul is. And we're going to get off to that because there's a lot of things that we have not been taught in regards to time. Right? In this, there is a 25,000 year calendar. There's a 25,000 year calendar, right? And the 25,000 year calendar represent when, this I'm going to show you. Because some of y'all don't believe, as I always say, fat meat is greasy. So there's a 25,000 year calendar that's called all around the world, or that is described all around the world as being what the terminology is for zodiac. Of course, the word zodiac means like a circle of animals. But all around the world, the ancient Nabateans got this. In Petra, over in Kemet, it's in the Temple of Hathor at Dendera, and they got one. And so you have this what is called this Zodiac Wheel, right? I'm about to take y'all somewhere. Because right now, family, we are still a little, well, hold up. Yeah, we passed the age, we passed the spring equinox. So we're in April. So look, our sun, with all of the 9 planets included, makes a journey through each one of these zodiac signs, which is called constellations in space, right? They make their journey, which lasts about 2,000 years and some change. And I said and some change, you could be 100, 150 years extra outside of that 2,000, because that's what rounds up into that 25,000 years. Some people say 26,000. But there's a journey, family. There's a cosmic journey that the solar system makes. This entire solar system travels through each constellation every 2,000 years and some change, right? So 2,000 years ago, we had just entered the age of the Pisces. And this is where the symbolism of with Yahshua said, or Jesus, follow me and I'll make you what? Fishers of men. Not talking about no punk stuff, chasing after other men on a sexual, but he was talking about the minds, because man means mind. Follow me and I'm going to make you what? Drop your nets and I'm going to make you fishers of minds. Right? But we are out of the age of the Pisces, right? A lot of the religions that's of the age of the Pisces are struggling to keep their stronghold in this time and day. Christianity came during the age of the Pisces, and Islam came through the age of the Pisces, right? And other Sikhism, a lot of those came through the age of the Pisces, and they were stressing the monotheism. An all-male God is supreme over all these other gods and goddesses, right? That was the message. That was the exoteric message, but the esoteric message, it was that there's a God that is within all of us, that is one, right? But this one exists as many. That's the esoteric. That was the Gnostic teaching that was wiped away by the Orthodox of Christianity, as well as the ones of Orthodox Islam. So we are in the age of Aquarius, right? What's to come after the age of Aquarius? The age of the Capricorn. So people who may have died in the age of the Pisces, they get a chance to reincarnate in the age of Aquarius. Those who passed away throughout the age of Aquarius, they got a chance to come back I have to check and see if everything's going straight. They get to come back during the age of the Capricorn. Y'all with me, family? Make sure everybody with me, because my phone I had to switch it around, a tablet. So I'm trying to wise your domes, right? So that you would do what? Know the ledge. So the soul travels through each one of these 12 zodiac signs. The soul. So not just the sun travels, or in ancient Kemet, Ra. Not only did Ra travel, but we all collectively as Ra, as that soul or that solar power, right? Excuse me. We all travel through the zodiac sign. All 12 of them. Right? This is the concept of the salik, or the traveler. That we all travel. Right? This is why the Jesus of the Bible said, before Abraham was, I am. Because he recognized that before Abraham came on the scene, he had already walked the earth in a previous zodiac age, right? But see, he wasn't the only one. So this is going back to the concept of He, where He speaks that He represents millions of years. How old is your soul? You can't count how old your soul is, right? You can only count how old this physical man or this physical woman is, right? So that means that in your true essence, you are eternal, right? And each time you take on birth, you're wearing a new garment, right? You got new clothes on. Every time you are born through the womb of a woman, you got new clothes on, right? Meaning you got a new body. There was a joke that this brother made, Mike Epps. Mike Epps said he loved being black so much, when he died, he wanted to come back as a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And that was the terminology that he used, but he said if he was to die, he would want to come back as a black man all over again. And then he said his white buddies was like, "Are you sure?" And that was a joke that he made. You know what I'm saying? Mike Epps, he made that joke. If anybody know about Mike Epps. So, but what is the other part of Heka? The other part of Heka, what is this other part of Heka or Heka? So I got to check myself. What is the second word of Heka? Right? Because I said we're going to say Heka. When you pronounce ancient deities' names right, you get the power. When you don't, you wonder why you ain't get no power. Fair, right? That's like you see Ice Cube across the street, and you don't say Ice Cube, you say, "Hey Cube." You don't say the ice with it. He might ignore you because you don't know him like that, just to not say his whole attribute, right? Like you don't know me like that to call me just Cube. So the other part is called Ka. Hold up, this ain't got no pictures. I want some pictures when I'm showing some stuff. Where my pictures at? This thing gonna do what it want to do. It's gonna show stuff how it wants to show. No, you don't show how you want to show, because I'm the master. So Ka represents the light force. That's what Ka represent. So when the other part of Heka is Ka. This word right here, Ka, or Heka. The other term for Heka is Ka. So here go the Ka. I showed you Hey already. We represented millions of years, represent eternity. So this is Ka. Do y'all see that, family? That's Ka right there. Now you notice, for those of you who have embraced Christianity or Islam, the symbol for Ka is the hands going up like this. You see a lot of the Muslims, when the Muslim make the salat, their hands go up like this, making the salat. Right? Y'all, I don't think y'all can see both hands. Hold up a minute. So the Muslims put both hands up like this. Right? That represents the Ka. But the Christians do it too. When the Christians say they praising the Lord, they like this. Same thing. Same thing. So the symbol of the Ka represented the life force. That's what the Ka represent, the life force. So without the life force, without this life force, you are literally dead. When you hear about people dying in their sleep, granny died in their sleep, uncle died in his sleep, mama died in her sleep. My brother, he was only 25 years old, but he died in his sleep. That's because somewhere in that realm of sleep, they either lost their life force or ran out of life force, and you can actually cause yourself to run out of life force by overworking all the time. You're working all the time. You're in too much different sports and stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? You're burning too much. You're running here, running there. You're stressing and you're worrying all the time. All the COVID. You had more people died, more celebrities than died. Let me put it like this. More black celebrities, black rappers, more black rappers died stressing over COVID than getting COVID. Back-to-back rappers died, and majority of them, they say they didn't have COVID. But the stress lot of stress. Stress could shorten your life force, right? But when you are always happy and you're praising and you're dancing and you're singing, hey, oh yeah, you are increasing your life force, right? You are increasing your life force. When you got positive people around you and everybody smiling and everybody uplifting you, brother, that's a good job. That's a nice dress. That's a nice car. That's a nice, hey, sister, you look good. Hey, brother, you look good. You know what I'm saying? You got some nice shoes on. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's bringing the positive energy. You strengthen your life force, family. But you got people coming around mean mugging and talking about folks and talking about you and talking about themselves and life ain't nothing and all this. That's decreasing the life force. So when we put Hey and Ka together, that means that you as your life force are connecting with the infinite. You as your life force are connecting with eternity. And that is the alchemy. That is what makes you into a god or a goddess, because you are tapping into the source. So another word for magic is sorcery, which sorcery only means tapping into the source. So I said sorcery. Some of y'all just hid up under your bed, ran in the closet, cut the computer off. But those elites who got all these millions and billions and trillions of dollars, they didn't get it because they were smart or they was righteous. They got it because they went and tapped into the magic or the sorcery that you're afraid to tap into. And they just give you the Bible and the Quran, kick you in the butt, pat you on the head, and tell you going about your business. Where they keep the real power to themselves. And you wonder why the majority of wealthy people in the United States live to an old age. Most of the wealthy people, millionaires and billionaires, live till they old and gray. But most people working a 9-to-5 job die at a young age. So, Hey Ka. In the ancient Kemetic, stories, it said that Ra or Amun Ra. Right? Because there's different manifestations of Ra. We could say Amun Ra, we could say Atum Ra, we could say Khnum Ra, or we could say Amun Ra. But in the story, it said that Ra gave Heka to the people so it can help them to ward off the blows of fate. Right? Meaning power was given to the people so the people wouldn't have to worry about getting swallowed up by a storm. They could easily do like the Jesus of the Bible did, told the storm to what? Peace be still. Right? You walking through the jungles and a pack of lions about to grab you, you can use your Heka to mentally paralyze those lions that's about to jump and eat you up, right? Some armies in the ancient world, right, they would go get them some what? Wizards, right? They would go get them some wizards before they went into battle, right? They didn't say, oh, that's witchcraft. We're not messing with that. In the ancient times, the kings would enlist wizards or priests of Heka to go into battle with them, right? Because the enemy army on the other side, they would have their wizards, right? So you have these warriors with swords and shields and bow and arrows and their wizards, And then the other enemy had their warriors with their swords and their spears and their bow and arrows and their wizards. And then the wizards will go to battle with each other, right? This ain't no fairy tale I ain't making up. This is the real deal Holyfield. This is what went down in the ancient world. You don't think that the U.S. government don't have psychics working for the U.S. government so they can know how to move and how not to move? They don't got government psychics. There was one book that I came across. It was called something like it was something based on a type of military psychic or a psychic assassin or some type of psychic warfare. Not just the U.S. government, but there's other governments that do employ psychics to help them to know what decisions to make and which ones to not make. They just don't call these psychics wizards. They call them spiritual advisors. So this is a drawing of the connection of He and Ka as Heka, or who I used to say Heka, right? And as you can see, that Heka also represent the when I speak about the wizards, those were the Naga priests. They were the ones who mastered the serpentine energies of themselves as well as the serpentine energies of the universe. So the story says that Heka or Heka, he was attacked by two serpents, and he strangled those two serpents. He conquered the two serpents and then made them serpents work for his benefit. So anybody knows anything about snakes, there's poison in snakes, but there's where you can extract that poison and use it as medicine, right? But you have to have some supreme wisdom in order to handle a serpent lest you get bit. So when you see the Heka or Heka with those two serpents, it's telling you that the mind of the ancient wizard, he conquered the dangerous forces of nature and the universe and then used them for his benefit and the benefit of those of his community, right? And that also, when I was speaking about the fighting of the dinosaurs, that we had to find out a way how to use our mental abilities, not just to focus on creating planets, but we had to figure out how we could defend ourselves from the monsters of the planets that we created. And this goes into the science of Ra on a solar boat. If anybody's familiar with the story of Ra on a solar boat. If you don't, I'm going to let you know. So, in some stories, it says that Set was on a solar boat with Ra, and Set protected him. In others, it says that Heka was on a solar boat. But by whatever means you want to describe on a solar boat, theme of the solar boat, it always said that there was this monstrous snake, a pep, that was always trying to threaten to swallow up Ra. Right? And this historically happened because 72 trillion years ago, the first people and civilizations of the planet Earth, the Anunnaki of this planet Earth, was kept getting attacked by sea monsters. Like I spoke to you about, the sharks during that time were the size of a whale. And the whales at that time was the size of a damn moon. You know? And we had to use our powers to defend ourselves. So some passages, it got Heka or Heka on the boat of Ra as Ra's wizard. The wizard that that protects Ra. All right, y'all still with me? So in these days and time, we have to learn how to harness our own Heka or Heka. First, we got to understand and get into the idea that the whole universe is magical. There will be no miracle. No miracle will come to you. Nothing will come to you until you get it into your head, till you beat it into your head that the entire universe is magical. The entire universe is Heka or Heka. That's the first unshackling of yourself, because the whole world believed that the whole planet was magical up until the Inquisitions. In the Inquisitions, magic was outlawed. Magic was outlawed during the Inquisition. Any man who practiced magic or Heka, which was a priest of Heka or a wizard, a wise man, because that's all a wizard means, a wise man, or any woman who practiced Heka or Heka, a witch, which only means a wise woman. Nothing's wrong with that. The colonial powers would hang them and burn them at the stake, because Heka is the science of the black man. And he didn't want people practicing this ancient science because they want to bring in something else to dominate the world with. Right? And that would be this paper money that we Nubian Sufis are walking away from. So, lot of things that was levied at the ancient Magick in the Magick of 500 years ago to condemn the practice of magic and say that it was immoral. A lot of immoral, sexual immorality and stuff was going on. They was making pacts with the devil. But look, 500 years later, what's going on now? Same-sex marriage. Confusing the genders up. So we as wizards and witches, sorcerers and sorceresses can stand up in the light of day and say, we practice this magic and you have no moral authority. We practice this wizardry. We practice this sorcery. You have no authority over us, no moral authority, because look how corrupt and perverted your society has become. Up under Christianity, up under Islam, up under Judaism, right? Moving forward, we're in the days of time that we got to harness our power, family. We have to harness our power and get this power to our children. And that comes into, so with that being said, before I go into the other part, is that a lot of people yell black power, but they're afraid to yell green power. So we do have these unks right here, because if you want life in your community, family, if you want life in your community, you in Chicago and you hear nothing but gunshots and bullets popping. You in St. Louis, all you hear is gunshots and bullets popping. Wherever you at, Compton, gunshots and bullet popping, Bronx, whatever, Detroit, it's because it's because this symbol right here, presented to the world by those who got rid of magic for their own personal rule and kept a little magic for themselves, while you kept nothing for yourself. We have to get rid of this symbol out of our communities, because what it is, family, is drawing death. This symbol right here is drawing death. This is why when we turn on the news, you're hearing murdering and killing. Because we got the symbol of painful death being pulled to Chicago inner cities, being pulled to Detroit inner cities, being pulled to St. Louis inner cities, and pulled to all over the world where black people's at. And we got this symbol of we're drawing death and pain and suffering to ourselves, and wonder why we can't get no justice under that symbol. It don't mean justice. It's the Roman symbol of death, right? And it was also used to crucify your magic, crucify your powers, right? Why would you wear something that's supposed to destroy your powers? Yet Hollywood put these movies out, put that up before Dracula. It's gonna make Dracula run away. Fairy tale stuff. But I'm telling you right here, this is what we need, family. So we got the unks. Inbox Pharaoh Esau the Black Messiah on Facebook. Inbox Esau the Black Messiah on Facebook, or you can call 314-461-8617. That's 314-461-8617. Or to use some unks. I'm asking all you church ministers, all you preachers and pastors, if you want to see the crime in your community disappear, order these unks right here. Order these unks right here right away. We got $40, $50, $60, $70, $100. Order these unks right here, and it's going to bring power and life to your community. It's going to chase out the demons of destruction. And we make these unks. Also, for those who want to study the magic, right? Who want to learn about the magic, we have Heka classes, Heka yoga classes. You know what I'm saying? So we got the classes for you where we teach KEMETIC, Tantric yoga, KEMETIC ceremonial magic, shamanic healing love, wealth and protection spells, read runes, see the future, psychic self-defense, and a lot more. And a lot more. Right? You're not going to get what you want by praying. You're only going to get it by calling it into existence. And that's the whole thing about the magic aspect. It's not just about how much knowledge you have. It's about your willpower. If you want that car for real, what type of car do you want? You want a Lexus coupe? I'm just going to go pray for it. Pray, pray, pray. Right? Then you say, oh, somebody, I got me a car. Man, somebody may heard you praying. Family member, friend heard you talking about it so much, and they put their money together and bought it for you or help you get it. But you want to give it to a mystery guy and say that the mystery guy did it for you and move the human people or the physical people out the way. So I teach my Nubiansufi don't pray. I teach them that if we are gods and goddesses, who are we praying to if we gods and goddesses? We don't even pray to Amun-Ra because we recognize that the Amun-Ra or Allah or Jah is all of us collectively. And also is each one of us individually who rises to that state of supreme beinghood through the course of our yoga training or ceremonial magic or spiritual development. You know what I'm saying? Because Psalms 82 said, ye are all God's children of the Most High God. Right? So who are we to pray to? If I want to pray to a God, I'm going to get on the phone and call my brother up. Right? Peace, God. If I'm going to pray to a goddess, I'm going to get on the phone and call my sister up. Peace, goddess. That's how I'm going to pray. Otherwise, we don't pray. We, as gods and goddesses, we speak into existence things. And if we are to deal with the archetype deities, we are summoning them to join into our magical party. Right? Because the spiritual or the cosmic deities were once physical earthly deities, right? And we physical earthly deities have the potential to be the next generation of cosmic deities, right? Meaning thousands of years from now, people will be writing mythologies about me, right? People will be writing mythologies about you, right? We will be written in the mythologies in the scriptures of the generations to come, right? Aset, Asar, Tahuti, all them walk the earth like you and me walk the earth, right? So when the concept comes down to Jesus or Yahshua, the Jesus or Yahshua of 2,000 years ago walked the earth and spoke, ate, drank, had relations with a woman, had family, friends, mother, father, had pain, had joy, had victory, had suffering, just like myself, right? So when we are going through this Heka, it's basically helping us to rise from what the Moors say, mortal flesh to flesh divine, right? But we're in a world that's ruled by some wicked demons. They want to keep all the Heka to themselves because they know this is the source of their wealth. So they tell you to turn your head away from magic and sorcery. It's other devils. Stay away from it. Turn your head away from it. Right? And then they in order to keep the poor, they tell the poor, you blessed to be poor. Remember what the Bible said? Blessed are the poor. You know what I'm saying? The meek shall inherit the earth. Money is evil. Yet money is evil, yet they got all the money. Boy. So if I want me a brand new Hummer truck, I'm going to go into the Heka of Ptah or the Heka of Ptah, and I'm going to visualize me in a brand new Hummer truck. Like Pop said, picture me rolling. I'm going to picture myself rolling, right? In a brand new Hummer truck, right? If I want me a brand new house on Venice Beach, I'm going to visualize me pulling out my keys, right? Unlocking the door of my Venice Beach house, right? If I want me a little boy or a girl, I want a daughter or a son, I'm going to visualize what? Me holding my baby. Holding my baby girl, holding my baby boy, right? Walking them to school, right? A Nubiansufi school, because I'm not sending them to these schools. I ain't sending them to Babylon schools. So you have the power as well. You got a family member that is, they said is bedridden and that is sick, right? You can visualize that family member doing a happy foot, doing a boogaloo, doing a cabbage patch, break dancing, whatever. And the atoms of your visualization will merge with that person, with that person's potential. And you will transform the sick reality into a healthy reality, right? And then you're gonna see that you're gonna come visit your loved one, and you're gonna want to know why the music bumping. They got some MC Hammer on, right? Talking about you can't touch this, and they're doing MC Hammer. Just like you visualized weeks earlier, right? This is power, family. So we say that this is going to replace money. This is going to replace a lot of stuff, even the doctors, right? This is going to replace a lot of things. That's why magic was shut down 500 years ago. Because they wanted to make an artificial world where you was dependent on the colonizer. Now, I want to move forward into this topic because this is trending right now. And I'm going to touch real briefly on it because I don't want to be stuck on it, right? But everybody know, basically, what happened with the Will Smith situation, right? Everybody know what happened at the Will Smith situation that went down, right? And there's a lot of mixed feelings about what went down at the awards they had, right? So there's a lot of mixed feelings going on about about what's going on. I'm only gonna say this. I'm only gonna say this. Because even Dr. Umar weighed in on it. He had his opinion, right? I am for him to stand up for his wife. You know, that was a noble gesture. But the ignoble gesture was that he struck another black man in front of all them white folks. Now, I know y'all probably gonna say that some of y'all that's white listening to me and say, man, that would sound racist. It sounds racist, but if I walk by your car, you're gonna hit your button to lock your car up or chirp it right in front of me, right? So let's get back to that. That was not a good look. That was about emotions, right? So we Nubian Sufis, we teach our men not to be emotional, right? And we also are moving to teach our women to not be emotional. Because when you're in your emotion, somebody can get killed, right? There's been members of my family that got killed due to arguments and emotions. The woman get upset and next thing the man is dead, right? Then when the storm of the emotions go away, oh, what have I done? But it's too late. So to be emotional, for men to be emotional, this is what that resulted, right? And there's sort of almost like a remedy, a slave mentality, because a lot of your young black boys got caught up stealing and doing all this bad stuff and fighting and all this, and then mama comes with the belt. I'm gonna whoop your ass. So mama whoops us, right? Where did she get the idea to whip you from? From the plantation, when great granddaddy was in disfavor with the slave owners and he got whipped on his back, right? So when the mama whips the child and then the child gets into an entanglement with another child, the child is not going to use the belt or the mama, because the child don't want to be nowhere near touching no belt. But this is going to be the belt. So there's been times when I was a child and some kids was talking about my head. You say my head was nappy. I'm at the bus stop waiting to get down. You talking about my nappy head, talking about my head nappy in front of little girls. Now I'm for to run in the house and go grab something, right? And this happened a few times. I got fired off of some jobs as a teenager because I couldn't take somebody talking about me. I couldn't take nobody joking about me and talking about me, and I didn't know how to master my emotions, right? I didn't know how to master my emotions, especially when you got people that's instigating. Damn, you gonna let them talk to you like that? You know what I'm saying? Or some females looking, and I didn't know how to master my emotions because I did not know I was a god at the time. And a lot of these young dudes running around here in St. Louis and in cities, they don't know that they gods. And you got all these forces that's trying to agitate their emotions so they can do what? Strike the next brother, right? This is where the self-destruction comes from. So once I got into my 20s, I started to meditate and practice yoga. And I learned how to use the meditation as the cool waters of meditation to put the flames of anger out of my mind, right? And I start sitting meditating right where the thugs should start walking. All the thugs walking by seeing me meditate. I don't mess with them, leave them alone. I was so at peace with myself that the thugs got at peace with me, right? I was so at peace with myself when somebody did say something crazy to me. It went in and went out. But I created my own self-defense mechanism. So if you was to reach out and strike me, that's another thing, because I'm not going to turn my other cheek so you can hit the next one, right? There's probably people telling Chris Rock, you did the right thing. You turned the other cheek, right? But see, he was in a precarious situation. But see, Chris Rock would have had the reason to defend himself, because self-defense is all with the Second Amendment is all about self-defense, right? So you have the right to defend yourself. So I had to learn how to only use these to defend myself. So a person could talk about your mama, talk about your daddy, talk about your woman, talk about your children, talk about your children look like they got cerebral palsy, whatever they wanted to say. They could do that, right? Freedom of speech. You could stand around there and listen to them, or you can take your butt and walk away and go somewhere else. Then they be talking to themselves, right? But if they get ready to put their hands, that's when you have the right to what? Defend yourself, right? You have the right to defend yourself, right? So Will Smith had no right to put his hands on a man, right? Because that would, unless Chris Rock would have ran down there and got ready to hit him or Jada, then he could have been in the right to defend himself, right? But we see what's going on in the inner cities with these young dudes. They get into it with somebody. Some nigga stepped on my shoes. Now, he stepped on your shoes on accident at the club. Now you pulling out a gun and trying to shoot him and anybody else up. Or a mean mug. You want to mean mug anybody up in the spot, anybody on the block, and hoping they mean mug you back so you can have a reason to go get a gun. This is the madness, right? That's the madness of being beast. And right now they're teaching our children, a lot of these songs, a lot of these rappers are being paid to say, I'm a beast, I'm a beast, I'm a savage. What? You ain't not going to hear none of that on Nubian Center Records. You ain't going to hear none of my artists calling themselves no damn beasts, no savages. Who's putting that message out? And I want to say something about BET, that I am willing, starting now until I reach my first $1 million, and then after I reach my first $1 million, that I reach my first $1 billion, that I'm gonna call all of the different black businesses that's people of God to join up with me, and we're gonna buy BET back. Because what BET is putting out, they're putting out these movies that are similar to the gangster rap frequencies of the radio, and they're putting out the movies showing nothing but black people killing each other and snaking each other in the movies. That's all they're showing on the BET now. Even the church movies are scandalous. Saints and sinners. So we need to take that back so we can put some positive programming out to the people. So, you know, like I said, the good thing about Fresh Prince is that he's got enough millions of dollars to start his own Hollywood, right? That's what we need to be doing. So what Chris Rock was wrong is, you know, that's your brother, right? Don't clown him in front of them white folks. Don't clown him and his wife in front of the white folks. I'm just saying. But all the black celebrities have enough money to come together and create their own Oscars. They have enough millions to come together and create their own film industry. They have enough to come together, enough millions. That's the real slap in the face. The real slap in the face is Black America's black celebrities have enough millions to come together and start their own film industry. But a lot of us still think like slaves. All right. Even with the millions. So that's what really needs to be with brother like Will Smith. You cool with Denzel, link with Denzel. You cool with this person too? You said you entertain, you cool with him? Dang, you cool with him too? All y'all come together and start your own industry. Right? And you might have to put some FOI in y'all awards now, so no brother will be able to walk up on it, because when the FOI, the Nation of Islam, when they having their service and they got the brother speaking, right? You see those FOI with the bow ties on, you ain't gonna get up there with a minister. You got karate chop, flipped and kicked, right? So and starting our own award show, then we have to have some FOI standing before the host. Like the host is Farrakhan or Ishmael Muhammad, right? That'll prevent that from happening, right? The thing with Jada Pinkett is that, she's the things that there was a the spirit of basically to dominate the man. Dominate the man, and a lot of stuff that she put out there on Front Street about their relationship, right? So it's a sticky situation with that, and I'm not gonna go any further into it. But we got to put Maya in the middle of the mix, right? And we just hope that the Smith family gets some Maya in the middle of their mix, right? She get the Maya and realize that she is the wife and he is the husband. And whatever one does affects the other, right? And, basically, that's all I'm going to say on that. The real thing I want to get to is what's going on with the educational system, right? And this is why we, the Nubiansufi Empire gods and goddesses, this is the reason why we are establishing it doesn't matter what religion you are. It don't matter. None of that. We're starting the Amun-Ra right here. We're starting the Amun-Ra University of Heka. The Amun-Ra University of Heka, where the children are going to be learning first and foremost that they're gods and goddesses. That's the first principle that the Nubian Sufis, our school, is going to teach. And with the fiasco and the debauchery that's going on with these politicians that's trying to force trans agenda on the children of this country, in our curriculum under the Amun-Ra University of Heka, we're going to have grades kindergarten all the way up to 12th, or all the way up to senior college, because the Amun-Ra University is going to have different parts, different pre-university charters. You know what I'm saying? But each child is going to be taught that they're gods and goddesses, and I don't understand why a lot of these trans activists, why they don't see that it should be important that these children should first learn their birth sex first. Let the little boy know that he's a little boy right now. Let him learn that he's a little boy right now. And then let him know as he grows older about going to junior high school how children are being born. Let him reach puberty, right? Let the little girl find out what it is that she's a little girl and reach her puberty. And then they could be given the choice afterwards if they want to continue on as straight or trans. But there's a but to this. If those decisions go against the constitutional rights of the parents, if the parents are Muslim and the parents that's Muslim, they don't want no trans stuff in their household. If the parents are Christians and they don't want no trans stuff in their household, then that's what it is. But see, if a person is grown, they grown. If a person turns 18 years old, they grown. I can't dictate what an 18-year-old, if somebody's 18, turn 18 and they want to be LGBTQ, they turn 18 and they want to be they're a man now, they want to be a woman, because they grown. But see what the trans community is now doing, and basically is conflicting. The trans community are conflicting with two groups. The trans community are conflicting. They're conflicting with the LGBTQ movement, and they're conflicting with the feminist movement, because the situation with Leah Thomas in women's sports, a biological man outswimming biological women, and all of the stuff that women, biological women, fought in women's rights. All of the women's rights are being basically erased and defaced, right? So the feminists at first was cool with everything, but now they say, oh, this ain't cool, because now there is no woman's rights. A man can walk up and say he is a woman and go get a grant, or go get a $500,000 grant that's for women businesses. A $500,000 grant that's to go to women businesses is going through a biological man. And a lot of people could be crooks. It could be a crook that's not no transgender, but he's just a crook and he's trying to find a way to get it. And he could just say, I'm going to become a woman just so I can get this $500,000 grant that's for women only. Right? Then the safetiness, there have been young girls that have been raped in high school bathrooms, because they start allowing any young boy can say that he's a woman or he's a young woman. Now that he goes into the bathroom and he can't control himself because he's got all that excess and his hormones are blazing, and now he goes and rapes somebody, rape a woman, young woman. I got nieces. I got nieces, right? All right, I just see what was going on. So like I said, I got nieces, right? I got nieces, and I don't want my nieces be, say if my nieces are demonstrating, my nieces, they preteens, right? But what if my preteen nieces want to be in a girls' soccer team in high school? I don't want my nieces to have to worry about some young dudes trying to go in the shower where they at, because these young dudes, they want to say that they women now. And now they want to say that they women just so they can go into the girls' locker room. I don't want that situation going on. So those who wrote the legislation for those trans bathrooms for minors ain't nothing but some damn perverts. Those who wrote trans bathrooms to be put in elementary schools, to be put in junior high schools, to be put in high schools, or some damn molesters. There's some perverts. My little nephew told me that they got a trans bathroom in his little school. And I want to speak to the transgender community. And I want to get this absolutely straight. I want to get this absolutely straight and so there won't be no misunderstanding. Right? You have the right to be straight. You have the legal right to be straight, the legal right to be LGBTQ. You have the legal right to be trans if you want to be that. That is your right to be that. I'm from the old school when they didn't have none of that. We just knew that this person was gay. He worked at McDonald's. We worked at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? We just knew that this person liked to dress up as a woman and identify as that. And, you know, the term drag was one of the words we used. You could choose to kick it with that person or not kick it with them, right? But in 2022, when the legislators, the Democratic legislators and these Democratic senators, or these Democrat legislators, that's what I meant to say, these Democrat legislators and these Democrat senators, because I don't want to say Democratic, because Democratic represents it does not exclude Republicans. Just like when we say this country is a Republican, or this government is a republic, it don't exclude Democrats. So what I meant to say is Democratic legislators. So these Democrats, right? They push to have to basically, instead of saying we're writing up a bill, right? This is what Joe Biden should have did. I'm writing up a bill that the LGBT community cannot be discriminated against, right? At workplace or any other places, you know, they can't be discriminated. They get the same access as everybody else's stuff, right? Transgender community, no discrimination, no hate crimes. If you committed a hate crime against them, you're going to jail. Whatever, right? That's what he should have did. But what he did, he wrote into law on his first executive orders. He wrote into order that every single U.S. citizen has to bow the fuck down to LGBTQ and trans compliance. That we have to all be compliant. But no one ever said to be compliant to Black America. No legislation ever came out where every U.S. citizen had to be compliant to Black people. So as I spoke about the clash, there is even a clash between the trans community and the LGBT community, because there was a lesbian correspondent on one of the shows I was watching, news briefing shows I was watching, and she basically was saying that, you know, with the stuff that they doing with Disney, you know, I don't know if y'all know about what's happening with Disney, I'm gonna try to see if I could dig it up. But she was saying that she was basically saying that the gay community was always trying to say that we are creating, that they wanted laws to protect them, their rights as gay people, and that they were not after the children. They were not after people's children. That they were not after the people's children. Now, what the trans is doing is saying that they after people's children. You know what I'm saying? So so like I said, the gay community is like, the gay community was like, I don't want to say put myself in that, but the gay community was basically saying that they are not, that they wanted laws in the beginning to protect gay rights, right? But they were not trying to enforce being gay on children, especially minors. Because there's a thin line between that being a gay adult and you doing your thing, you're a gay man and you with other gay men, you're a gay woman and you with other gay women, right? And you're not involving the children in that. Some gay people, they let their children grow up to be straight, right? Or they, you know what I'm saying? But then you have some that mess with the little boys. Now, so what we call the Catholic priests, what we call the Catholic priests that have been accused of molesting these men, what we call these men who are Catholic priests, these white men who are Catholic priests, let me put it, these white men who are Catholic priests, I say about 100% of the Catholic priests who was messed with these little boys were white men, right? Will we call them gay? These men gay because that's the same sex, the little boys the same sex, or will we just call them a molester? Because they are initiating boys who they're basically getting in the middle of them becoming a man and one day becoming a husband. So they get, or a father, so they're getting in the way, they're disturbing that flow. So what we call these Catholic priests what we call these Catholic priests that's messed with these little boys, will we call these Catholic priests gay, or will we call them, what we gonna call them? Molesters, right? We gotta call them something, right? And see, this is what the LGBTQ community, they don't want that stigma. They don't want that stigma on them. They don't want the stigma of the country thinking that the LGBT community wants to molest the children. But you have those who say that they're LGBT activists and they're pushing for national legislation that LGBT sexuality is taught to the children. 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old, 13 years old. And one of the person that they brought in, who's supposed to be working for the White House, the man, they call this man the woman of the year, works in the White House, wants to push puberty blockers. So soon as the child says, "Oh, I don't want to be a boy, I want to be a girl. I don't want to be a girl, I want to be a boy." They're trying to push puberty blockers for the youth, right? And tell the parents they can't say nothing about none of this. That we, the parents, can't say no to that. If we try to say no against this, then we will get in trouble with the law or with the social services, because they're going to weave into the social services that we are interfering with the trans rights of our children. But our children don't have any trans rights. Our children are under our roots, under our roof, and they are following what we follow. If we are Muslims, they're following Muslim. If they're Christians, they're following Christian. If they are Rasta, they're following Rasta. If they're Nubian, they're following Nubian. If they're Hebrew, they're following Hebrew. They're not following what the state is talking about until they turn 18 and they make a choice for themselves. So with the governor of Florida, Governor DeSantis, you know what I'm saying, going up against Disney, right? And the legislation that they said is called the Don't Say Gay bill, which was a lie. It was not a Don't Say Gay bill, because now we're hearing the word gay was nowhere in the bill. But what it was is the parental rights. So parents should have the right to say what the teacher is to teach their children. Otherwise, the teachers are going to be just the teachers in the school system. If the school system and that's teaching, that's forcing this curriculum, either they're gay or they're child molesters. Right? It goes back to the Catholic priest. Either Disney, who's now saying that they're going to basically push LGBT or trans compliance. They're not even talking about LGBTQ no more. LGBTQ is out of the picture like COVID right now. They're trying to push this trans thing now. So instead of saying boys and girls welcome to Disney, hey, friends and family welcome to Disney. And somebody was saying, well, little girls love Disney because they get to be a princess. And little boys love Disney because they get to be a prince. So you're going to take prince and princesses out too? And then they showed the founder, Walt Disney. They made a statue with the founder, Walt Disney, holding the hands of Mickey Mouse in a gay way. Yeah. And Mickey Mouse, that's almost like saying Walt Disney was a pedophile. And so they are Disney is risking losing its core base of clientele, right? By alienating the 95% the 95% of the population of visitors, which are traditionalists, father, mother, son, daughter, nuclear family dynamics. So right now, Disney is moving on the wrong side of history. They're moving, trying to follow after Joe Biden, who is 100% wrong in everything he's been doing since he's been president. As I told you, Joe Biden skipped over Black America, whose votes got him into office. He skipped over Black America and went right to the trans community and gave billions to their agenda. And nothing but a few punk ass jobs for black people. And now they trying to confirm this person to be this black woman, try to confirm her in. And say, oh, we gave y'all something. So don't talk about nothing. We just gave y'all a bone. Push billions for the vax companies. So Disney is willing to lose millions and millions and millions, if not billions of dollars by enforcing trans terminology, trans ideology on everybody. Now, all the millions of people that come to Disney throughout the year, right? All the people that come to Disney throughout the year, y'all don't hear me. All the people that come to Disney throughout the year, Disney didn't have to take no sides. Disney did not have to take any sides. Disney did not have to take any sides. Disney didn't have to take no sides on this. Look, now this is the stuff they're trying to put. This is what Disney is trying to push now. Shirts off. Some gay stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is what they're trying to push. So the LGBTQ community, they like, hold up. We was trying to push our stuff, but damn, we wasn't trying to push it on the children. So now it's backfiring on LGBTQ, just like LGBTQ backfired on the feminist movement. Because the feminist movement was using LGBTQ to get a lot of men out of power. In the feminist movement, they was behind the Me Too movement. But see, if you do wickedness, it's gonna backfire. And then look, parents are gonna be walking away from Disney promoting this type of stuff. Look at the shirts off. What are these cartoons characters with their shirts off? And the black cartoon characters looking at the this black boy is looking at this white boy, and he's lusting off of him. Parents about to start pulling their children away from Disney. This is what Disney's going to start pushing. There was already a conversation. One of the Disney employers, it leaked out, and what leaked out was one of the head chiefs in Disney. He was joking and laughing and talking stuff, saying, I'm going to make sure 50% of Disney characters are gay and trans, and then threw black people in it, threw us in the mess, and black. Threw us in the mix. And nobody can stop me. Nobody can stop me. Right? But what's going to stop is the money. What's going to stop is the money. Because this is no different. Look at this stuff right here. Look at this. Look at this madness right here. And you got people, they protesting the wrong thing. Protesting the wrong thing. Protesting the wrong ass thing. Protesting the wrong thing. They protesting against the children. Parents saying we don't want trans terminology, trans agenda forced on our children. Why would you protest? All you out there in Florida that's protesting against these parents, why are you protesting against the parents? The parents don't got the right to teach. If I'm a Muslim, if I'm a Christian, if I'm a Hebrew, if I'm a Rastafarian, I don't got the right to teach my son or my daughter how to be that which I am. I don't have the right to raise my son to be a man like myself. My wife, my woman, my queen don't have the right to raise her daughter to be a woman like herself. Protesting the wrong thing. Protesting for the wrong thing. they trying to push? Who gonna want to go to Disney seeing some madness? This is madness, man. This is madness. Look at this picture right here, if y'all can see it. Look at all these men trying to be the princesses. Who gonna want to take their children to that? Who gonna want to take their children to that? And this is what those protesters that Disney is protesting. They protesting that we have to be forced to indulge in the trans ideology and trans terminology, and we have to in their vision of the world. But they don't want to be forced to be heterosexual. They don't want to be forced to be that, but they want to force what they talking about. So I stand with the parents. I stand with the parents, and that's why we are making that shift as a black political party. Look at all the madness that the Democrat Party has come in. The Democrat Party under Joe Biden. I'm asking Black America that we make an exodus. I'm asking that Black America make an exodus with me, with this UTBA flag, make an exodus with me and with this flag as Black Republicans. But not under the GOP. Black Republicans under the UTBA, which is the United Theocracy of Black America. And just like everybody else has the right to push their political agenda, the European Jews push their agenda, the LGBTQ push their agenda. Black America has the right to finally push our agenda without anybody saying it's racist or race-based. Because trying to mix Black America's 500-year-old struggle with gay movement is a slap in the face. To try to mix Black America's 500-year-old struggle with the trans movement, trans community, is a slap in the face. That's the real slap in the face. So I say that we Black America, that we stand up as a nation of Black Republicans and tell the Democrats we don't give a damn about your promise for some funky ass jobs. We don't give a damn of your trying to get a token Negro in. We don't want no token Negro. We want land. We want civilization. We want sovereignty. And we want righteousness. That's what we want. And that's what I'm going to stand as a senator. So it's very important, family. It's very, very important that we move with haste. Because when you have those, and this is the thing about the wealth of the wicked, and I want to say that the wealth of the wicked is about to evaporate like a fine mist, because they have been using their wealth to create such of the wicked perversions that this world has ever seen. So, family, no one's going to tell me that they're going to give my sons puberty blockers. No one's going to tell me that they're going to give my daughters puberty blockers, or my nieces or my nephews puberty blockers, unless they're talking about they want to go to war. You got the school system working with the medical community that's being influenced by now with this trans stuff, that now they want to push that the children can get puberty blockers behind their parents without their parents' permission. No parent, no sane parent on this planet will give their children no puberty blockers. No sane person on this planet will give a child puberty blockers except a goddamn child molester. So only people that's trying to force this trans stuff and force the mutilization of these children are child molesters that are billionaire child molesters. They're politician child molesters. That's who they are. What does a child molester do? He tampers with the child before they can even reach adulthood. Mess up something physically or mentally. In family, there's a lot of black young youth. There's a lot of black children throughout this country that don't have anybody standing up for them. There's a lot of young black boys and a lot of young black girls throughout this country. They don't got nobody standing up for them. And they got these child molesters. That's what the damn Democrat Party is now. They're a party of child molesters. If they're pushing trans agenda on these damn children. Joe Biden is nothing but a goddamn child molester too if he's still trying to push this trans agenda on the children. Ain't no child, no trans. You got some brainwashed parents that's going on the YouTubes and on the news talking about we standing up for the rights of our trans children. Child only 5 years old. The child don't even really know the difference between a man or a woman yet. A child that haven't even reached puberty don't even know the difference between getting hard or busting a nut yet. They don't know that stuff yet. They only gonna mimic what the mama say. The mama might say, "Ooh, my son is acting kind of feminine. Okay, my son must be a woman. You know what, son? You might be trans. Okay, I think I am too." And the child is only going to say what the mama say. So if the dumb, stupid mama call her son that's 5 years old a trans child, the child is going to repeat it back like a parrot. Either stupid, dumb, brainwashed parent go tell their tell their daughter that their daughter, you a trans. The daughter going to say it. There is no trans children. Those are social choices that you make when you start merging into adulthood. Yes, you have young boys that end up wanting to be gay. Yep. And sometimes they live their life like that. But that was through a form of, I'm not going to say natural selection, because that's not natural. But I'm going to say it came about on its own without anybody else trying to put nothing in it. But when they are saying that the teachers can come in and start telling my son he could call himself a sheep, like what they did in one school, and the people sued the school because they went and told the daughter in the school that the daughter could they gave the daughter a boy name. Yeah. And start calling the daughter by this boy name in the school curriculum. And the parents didn't know none of that. And they was moving toward the puberty blockers and moving toward the surgery stuff. They was moving toward that direction. But the parents stopped them and sued their ass. The schools of the United States of America, the only thing that they're supposed to do is if somebody comes in and they feeling, or they say gender dysphoria, parents, they might just talk to the parent and or talk to whoever they stay with, the grandmother, the auntie, or whoever they stand with. Then they gotta have that talk, because it's not their job to speak on that type of stuff. They gotta say it's not their job to speak on sexual with the students. Too much stuff didn't happen between students and teachers anyway, sex and otherwise. Sexual encounters. So they would have to say, if the child is going through a so-called gender dysphoria, then they're going to just notify the parents or the granny or the uncle or the auntie, whoever the guardian is, and say, you need to sit down and talk with them. Otherwise, we're just going to keep on moving forward. You're not going to placate it and start calling the daughter in that school, or the child or the boy in that school, or a female, or the girl in the school, a boy, and these are minors. Keep them on that path, because their parents may have something different. Their parents may have, or their guardians may have a certain function. Now, if you mess these children up, and a lot of the children a lot of them still got little criminal tendencies and getting in trouble a lot. And you for the feminize the young boy, then he end up getting locked up. He gonna go into talking about he a female. They gonna rape him. Feminize the young boy and tell him, okay, you trans, you a woman, and then he stick with that because he's believing these adults, and then he end up getting in trouble, go to jail, and he identifies as a woman and get raped. See, none of this is being even thought about by those who's trying to push this agenda. None of them. They just trying to look good. They trying to look like heroes, but they got the wrong damn cape on. They trying to be heroes. These politicians, they're trying to be heroes. These Democrat politicians are trying to be heroes, but they got the wrong damn cape on. They got the wrong cape on. They got holes in their capes. Got the wrong damn cape on. Going back to Disney. This is what Disney is about to lose millions, because they want to push this. And the Democrat Party has told the American people, F you American people. You said you didn't want vax mandates. We pushing it anyway. F you. We looking out for Big Pharma. We looking out for Bill Gates. F you American people. That's what Joe Biden and the Democrat Party has said. They said, F you Black America. We know that you went through 40 years of 40 years under the 40 years up under the Tuskegee experiment by the CDC. We know that we know that the CDC put VD, herpes, and syphilis, and all these sexually transmitted diseases that you never had in your bloodstream, and they did it over a period of 40 years. It was up under a eugenics program. We know all this. F you. We still going to send you to the same people that try to kill you off for 40 years, and you never died off them from those sexually transmitted diseases like you thought you was going to die off. We know that the prisons. We know that the police state originated from the Ku Klux Klan as the slave chasers. We still going to put billions of money in their pockets and not in your pockets. The COVID relief money, and this is another thing I want to mention, that the COVID relief money, Joe Biden took the COVID relief money, gave it to the national police state. And now you have police stations, they're buying tanks. They're buying tanks with covert relief money. They're buying drones that chase people in the streets. This is the beginning of the Terminator. Why are they he took money from the covert relief that could went to people to buy homes and get out the situation that they've been stuck in since COVID. He takes that money and give it to the police state so they can buy more tanks, more guns. They're buying military tanks. They're buying military trucks. They're buying drones to chase you down in the street and scan you and stuff. Scan your license plates. Why are you doing this, Joe Biden? The reason why he's doing it because he knows that the people are about to find out. The people are about to find out. The people are going to find out that they was tricked and dicked. They was tricked and dicked. Right? They was tricked into taking the mark of the beast. That's what people are going to find out. And they know Black America is really going to tear it up because they're going to find out that that was nothing but that thing where blacks after healthcare workers need to be the first to get the jab, as was quoted by Melinda Gates. You know what I'm saying? They're going to realize that was another Tuskegee experiment to wipe us out all over again. That was another thing to do to us like what was done to the Tasmanians all over again. They're going to find out that also the same person who told everybody what to do, Dr. Fauci, told everybody with a cape on his back, you know what I'm saying, is the one who was responsible, working with Bill Gates, create the virus, and at the same time, he was the one who kicked off the AIDS epidemic that killed Africans and bounced back over here. They're going to find out all of the demons and devils, who they are and where they are. And the people are going to be pissed that they was played like suckers. I said the American people are going to be pissed to find out that they was played like suckers. And that is the reason why Joe Biden is taking billions of money out of covert relief and putting it into the pockets of the police state. So when the riots kick off, because they know they doing that right in the midst where there's supposed to be a war of Ukraine and Russia. He may think that people is going to go on the side of Russia. They getting ready to stop whatever civil war that's going to pop off here in America. The civil war that's going to pop off has every damn thing to do with these policies that he's been bringing into the mix. But if he would have did the right thing and took Black America and gave us our own sovereign government, we would have fixed all the world's problems overnight. Because we would have rose up as the pharaohs and enforced Mayat in the land. Because we was the original government of this continent as the Olmec Empire. But he didn't want to do that. He wanted to think that he could outdo Obama. When Obama was president, he was like, I can't wait till I become president. I'm going to do better than him. He's not even going to make it to the second term, how much he's messing up. He's going to cause a civil war among his own people. He's forcing his own people to go against their own very Bible that's in the church that he says he goes to. Because if you get rid of the pronouns of he and she, that's to be said in the school, that's to be said through markets and trade, then we're going to have to go into the Bible and take it out the Bible. Where the Bible says he and she, what you going to do when it said God told Adam and he did this? What, you going to take the he out of the part where it says Adam and put some crazy? Like he, she's, him, and all this other transgender? Are you going to transgender the Bible now? Or are you going to trans-compliant the Bible? And tell the Christians of this country, they got to bow down to it. Or you going to try to complain the Quran. Because as Bob Marley say, they take an inch, go on a mile. So trans-compliant the schools. Next is going to be trans-compliant the businesses. Next is going to be trans-compliant Hollywood. Next is going to be trans-compliant the music industry. Next is going to be trans-compliant politics. Then it's going to go to trans-compliant your church, your mosque, your synagogue, your temple. If we, the people, don't say enough is enough. And that's why he's giving all that money to the police state. The police state was never created to defend the people. Only those who were the millionaires and billionaires, and specifically the white millionaires and white billionaires of this country. And the information that I found out about his son, I did not know about the Hunter Biden situation. I did not know that he had biolabs in Ukraine. Now, biolabs in Ukraine, and these biolabs in Ukraine, you know what I'm saying? What do you think was in Wuhan, China? What do you think that was in Wuhan, China, where this so-called virus sparked out of? Biolabs. And now we can see why that was an attack. That was about to be another epidemic. And the epidemic would have started in Ukraine. There would have been another virus epidemic, and it would have started in Ukraine. Because those elites, right, they've been told on, they've been exposed, and the Chinese government is saying, no, your own American corporations and your own American white politicians did this. We didn't do that. We just leased them the land. And now the Chinese government is probably now policing and watch guarding over all any white men that come into China now, talking about they doing business. So they can't kick off another pandemic. They had to go somewhere else. So now we seeing about the stuff that's going on, and the Ukrainian people has nothing to do with the oligarchs. That's they use oligarchs, the plutocrats, or the wealthy tycoons of their country and the politicians. The people, the citizens, have nothing to do with it. So if I was a man that was able to travel, I will only speak on behalf of the Ukrainian people, you know, but you know, as more on a human rights level. So there's a lot of things that's kicked off. They're supposed to kick off a civil war, because you're forcing the parents, the people that trusted you. You tried to assassinate a whole race of people under our nose. Black people taking time stamps. Don't even know what they put in their arm as a time stamp. And when they all of a sudden they just drop dead in a couple years. So and the beautiful thing about the internet is revealing all the information at the speed of light. And this is why there was an article. I'm gonna read the article. Canada is trying to come up. Canada is trying to come up with an internet censor bill. Canada, why would you try to censor the internet? Why would you try to think that you got the right to censor the internet? They're talking about to come up with an internet censor bill. And you can basically watch, but you can't say what you want to say. You can't say what you want to say online. Like what I'm saying, they want to come up with a bill. If I was in Canada doing this, I would be censored from every platform because I'm speaking what the Canadian government would not want me to say. And that will make the business tycoons, the big pharma and the corporations, they will not like what I'm saying unless I'm speaking in favor for the corporations and for the tycoons. And what one country do, America, the elite that's here will say, let's do the same thing. Because they all sit in the same boardroom. We think about the World Economic Forum. These are different corporations all together, sitting on their funky ass devil billions and saying what they're going to do to influence the world, but for their favor, right? We got to think, family. We're at war on all angles. And the American people are not ready for a war, a physical war with Russia. I'm just keeping it 100. The American people are not ready for a physical war with Russia. They're not ready. But see, you got these white men that's in politics in their 70s and their 80s, in their 60s, right? They know that their time of sitting in those seats of power, sitting in the Senate, pushing the buttons in the Senate, sitting in the Congress, their time is up. But they never got a chance to get in a boxing ring with Russia. They never got a chance to get in a boxing ring with Cuba, the so-called communists, right? They never got a chance to get in a ring, and they know they're not going to have a chance to get in the ring and do this, right? These are the great granddaddies that are still senators and congressmen who needed to bench set their old asses down and let some new and enlightened minds govern the government or the country, because the government governs the country. So they want to start a fight with Russia. I said they want to start a fight with Russia. They ain't got nothing to do with it. If anything, they need to see about what Biden's son with the biolabs that's in Ukraine. And Joe Biden has, by 75%, has weakened the U.S. military with forcing two things: the vaccine, experimental vaccine on our soldiers. We don't know, the adverse effects can happen at any moment while they're in the battlefield. Also, to force strong-willed-minded men to accept a mind-boggling, anti-nature ideology that there's no genders in the military. And you can be whatever you want to be. And you got these men and women who are giving their life to serve their country. They got to be mentally confused at the same time. Soldiers trying to have God on their mind when they going overseas to Afghanistan, when they going overseas to Iraq, when they going overseas to Korea, or they going overseas to Ukraine. They're trying to have God in their mind, so if they fall on the battleground, they know that they're good. But if they Sodom and Gomorrahizing the military, what's that going to do with the morale of the U.S. soldiers? The Spirit of God is not going to be with the U.S. soldiers if the U.S. soldiers are some damn Sodom and Gomorrahs. They're weakening the physiological consciousness of the soldiers. My mother was in the Air Force, U.S. Air Force. She didn't try to be a man. She went to be the best woman that she could be. And she was in the Air Force for a minute. My father was in the U.S. Army. He was the best man he could be. Right? The images of the join the U.S. military, join the Army, join the Marines, it shows a strong man. That encourages other men to want to get in. Shows strong women. That shows women want to get in. But now, Joe Biden, you want to mix people's consciousness up. You want to confuse the ethers. You want to muddy the waters. So you're not going to get that same that we had back in the 90s and the 80s. You're not going to get that energy from the soldiers, because the soldiers are fucked up in the head. Due to your policies. And they gotta, and you think, okay, we're gonna go up. Before the Russians, the bad guys, try to use that old 1963 Cuban crisis, Cold War, scare. Ooh, the Russians, ooh. But all this time before Ukraine, Russians come here, come to America, kick it with Americans. Americans go to Russia, kick it with Russians. We have no problem with the Russians. We had no problem with the Russians. The children, the grandchildren of those who was talking about the Cuban crisis had no problems with the Russians. But you got these old white men who's trying to reverse the clock and kick something off and try to get everybody else hyped up. But you got a mixed up nation. You got a mentally mixed up nation, Mr. Joe Biden. You got people that's confused about their genders. You got people who have been genetically compromised by these eugenics that you put in. You put Bill Gates in his World Health Organization over the hospitals of the nation. You're not going to have no winning war against the Russians. Them people over there are solid. They ain't going for that trans shit. They men are solid. They women are solid. They're not spoiled over luxury stuff. We spoiled over this luxury stuff we got here. They spend their winters like we would spend our summers. You talking about let's arm wrestle? They wrestle with bears. Black America don't need to be involved in any war. Every war that we fought, and we thought we was going to get some freedom. From the American Revolution to the war in Vietnam. Each time the war was over, we got nothing but another boot in the ass. Nothing but a boot in the ass after each war. We fought so we could get our own sovereignty. But after each war was fought, after we got used like some hoes, like a pimp used hoes, after we fought the war, we get nothing but a boot in the ass. So don't try to rile up Black America to fight no war with no Russian. We ain't got nothing to do with none of that. We ain't got nothing to do with no more wars. The only war that we know that's about to pop up, that's popping off, is the war of those 7 angels, or those Anunnaki. That's going to make war with the beast, as it says in the book of Revelation. It says 7 angels. Those 7 angels represented 7 planetary empires, 7 black planetary empires that's going to make war with the beast. Right? That's going to shake and destroy and shut down the dragon who gave power to the beast. Right? And we just going to be focusing on our thrones in New Jerusalem. So these elections are coming up. And I advise the black and the brown. I'm advised the my black family and my Latino family to leave the Democrat Party. Leave them. Leave the Democrat Party. Leave it. But don't go vote for Trump. A lot of y'all said, man, you're right. Joe Biden is no good. We should go Trump. What is Trump going to do? I don't like Trump anyway. But I know that Trump would not have pushed the vax. I know that. And a lot of other stuff. He wouldn't push the trans stuff, but he don't represent my people. So just like when he was the president, he didn't represent us. He letting the police get off scot-free, saying the police was all good, saying the Ku Klux Klan was all good. They was good people. So Trump ain't no savior for Black America. Trump ain't saving me. Trump ain't helping me out. It's not gonna do Black America. It's not gonna do Black America no justice for Trump. It may make white America feel happy because they got Trump to the Trump supporters. To the Trump supporters, Trump is their Farrakhan. That's their Farrakhan, Trump. Trump don't mean nothing to me. Trump don't mean nothing to me. So I'm saying that we looking at a whole different thing as the Nubiansufi empire gods and goddesses. So when I do begin to run for office, I'm running in regards to Black America having its own government. We don't give a damn about no Trump becoming president. That ain't doing nothing for Black people. It didn't do nothing for Black people it didn't do nothing for Black people. And a lot of people say, "Well, I'm a Trump follower." So when I say become a when I say not Democrat, when I say become a Republican, I'm not saying that we become Republicans and then turn around and go to another oppressor. Go run to another oppressor. I ain't say we go run to another oppressor. I said become Black Republicans that me and my people, we becoming Black Republicans, and this is going to be our president, our eternal president. Hold up, family. Yeah, there we go. This hell with Trump. This is who we voting for, because we coming in as black Republicans and as a theocratic party. So we're gonna eventually transcend. We're gonna eventually transcend being even Republicans and just say, hey, we just theocrats. But I want everybody to become Republicans first. This is who we talking about. This is who our leader is. Not Joe Biden, not no damn Donald Trump, and not nobody else that's running for president. Trying to get the picture, I'm trying to move it, but I guess it's not being. There we go. This is who we talking about. Amun-Ra. Amun-Ra. That's who we vote for. That's who Black America needs to get up and vote for. Throw that crucifix in the trash, pick up a This who we need to vote for. And Amun-Ra represents all of us collectively united as God. The maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization, God of the universe. This who I'm talking about voting for as a black Republican. That's who I'm talking about. Not no damn Donald Trump, not no damn Joe Biden or anybody else that come up, not even a woman that say, hey, I'm going to be the president. Nah. Then these black women, Democrats been having these black women, or they got black in them and got white husbands. We don't want to follow no black woman with no white husband. Got sisters thinking that they gotta marry outside of their own Nubian nation in order to get ahead. So that's not a good example for my little daughter to see. Oh, I want to be like this. They about to vote her in and see they're gonna give her this big position. Joe Biden get this black woman in, but then my daughter gotta see this black woman with a white man. You know. And she gonna say, oh, okay, that's what I want. I want a white man too. And I have no problem with interracial couples. You know what I'm saying? I don't disapprove of interracial couples. I do disapprove of interracial marriages when it comes to the black nation. You know what I'm saying? But this is what we talking about right here. This is what we talking about voting for. All the time. Right? Because that's what we was talking about during the time of the Olmec Empire. That's what we was talking about during the time of the Olmec Empire. And anybody of any race and any nationality that say, hey, you know what? I'm done with the US of A. I'm done with it. I love my country, but this government, man, it's just become Sodom and Gomorrah, and I can't deal with it no more. Then you can come to the UTBA. And that's what I want to get that through y'all heads. When I said that we're starting a government for Black America, it's not going to say other races of people cannot be a part of it. Other people can be a part of it. It's just a black ran government. So some y'all gonna say, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this no more. I don't want to be a part of this no more. Not saying the country, but the government. And y'all gotta understand that a government only means an article of incorporation. So when I'm running as Senate, I'm not gonna be running under this flag. I am not going to be running under the red, white, and blue. I'm not going to be running any political party. I'm not going to run under this flag. I don't have to run under that flag. That flag was never designed for my people. When this flag was being designed by Betsy Ross, George Washington, who had the power to also free Black America like he freed white America from the English, he did not free Black America when he had the chance. He kept us underneath himself as slaves of a whole brand new country. I mean, a whole brand new government, not country, but a whole brand new government. So why should we fall under the illusion? I'm never going to rock this. I'm never going to rock that. Never going to rock this. So some white people, Asian people, Latino people, that say, you know what? I'm tired of this. I want to be up under another government, but I want to stay in the same country. Right? And y'all think that's crazy on what I'm saying. But you got Native American tribes that are their own governments right here now in America. They own governments. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we also going to be working with the Moors, because the Moors, they know that. The Moors on that. We working with the Moors. And some of y'all different races and nations, like I said, some of you may be white, you may be Latino, Asian, whatever you may be. I want to be up under this flag. So we're going to welcome in citizens from all races and walks of life that want to be up under this flag instead, which is the UTBA flag. So when I run for any political offices, that's the flag I'm using. And I have every right to use this flag. And they're going to say, what's going on? And I'm going to mention the story about Benjamin Banneker. And if they did right by Benjamin Banneker in around 1776, then that would have been, the whole dynamics would have been different. But even less than 100 years after they had the first chance to do the right thing during the Reconstruction, they did the wrong thing again, and they stopped us from forming our own government all over again when we was after Reconstruction. So this represents what Black America is supposed to be. So we don't appreciate the trans we who are real Black revolutionaries, we don't appreciate the trans movement trying to mix trans shit with what we talking about, what we've been putting up with for 500 years. We don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate trying to mix their movement with this. And we don't appreciate Joe Biden trying to do it or anybody else trying to do it. Because that's a slap in the face of our ancestors. So that's what time it is, family. This is going to be a big situation. And because we got some diabolical and wicked forces, we don't just got money, but we got some wicked wizards that's helping these billionaires stay in power. You got some wicked wizards that's helping these politicians keep on moving. So we're going to have to unite with our own spiritual magic. We're going to have to write with our own spiritual magic as well to make things happen. And so goes back to, like Prophet Noble Drew Ali says, take finance to uplift a nation. So we going to be kicking this off, this movie. Kick this movie, The Black Godfather of St. Louis, and raise millions with this movie. You know, because I want to put my money where my mouth is, and when I run for political office, I ain't asking nobody for nothing, right? Because I'm getting it all from the people. And so we're going to have this event. We pushing for the end of this month, this Black Godfather St. Louis Players Ball. You know what I'm saying? So we could raise money. So you saying y'all pro-black and all this, and y'all got y'all fists in the air, but for black power, but when it comes to green power, y'all hiding. So, you know, I'm going to be out with these tickets, and we're going to be going out doing the right thing and getting these youth together. You know, a lot of legislation that I want to push, dealing with why should we need a crime bill that's gonna actually go with the police targeting the red line communities. And see, all of the black communities, a lot of people of other races don't even know that as soon as they find out that the demographics of a community is predominantly black, they redline them without even us knowing they got red line. You know what I'm saying? And when they become red line, they put as crime centers, you know what I'm saying, and other little goody incentives that the police get when they make a bust. And they don't have the protections, no insurance. A lot of the black community has no insurance. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the white communities do have insurance and stuff like that. So anything can happen. Drugs can be put in. All type of stuff can be put in, can be done. And so I want some legislation to go that's going to stop that. That's going to stop the predatory policing of the black community, and also stripping the red line situation. Because and a lot of people don't know, as I said in my last sermon, Jim Crow, the Black Code, all that stuff is still existing. These is what the police are silently following. You know what I'm saying? Because the real order of the police has its roots with the Ku Klux Klan. Even police officers of different races don't even know that what they are in is a part of that movement that started after doing Reconstruction. So we want that, the redlining, we want the gentrification to stop. We want legislation for that. We want legislation to stop the privatizing of these prisons. We want some legislation to stop the frequencies. There's a frequency that they've been using that's been a radio hertz frequency. And this is what I'm saying. This is the wicked wizardry. They use a lot of the magic, but for wickedness. You know what I'm saying? And there's a frequency that goes in every black community to drive the people into killing themselves. It's a homicidal radio frequency. You know what I'm saying? But see, we don't see none of that. All we see is the news. Somebody got handcuffs because they shot somebody or shot something up. And this is a spell. And so was not being mentioned by Joe Biden or by his predecessor Bill Clinton that was in '92 that there was a damn spell or frequency that was put on, that's being put, not been, but still being put. 5 years from now, if we don't do nothing, that frequency that's in the black community that's hypnotizing black people to shooting up the area, shooting each other, killing each other, it's going to continue on. And then it's going to continue on. And then whoever built a prison 10 years earlier, they're getting a return of investment. They're getting a return on their investment. So all the stuff that I'm mentioning, me being an occultist, me being knowing science about the occult, and my other Nubiansufi and the other gods, because I'm inviting you brothers who are in the Nation of Islam. I'm inviting you brothers that are in the Nation of Islam to go into the politics with me, to go run as senators, run as congressmen. All you brothers that's in the Nation of Islam, don't go to the Democrat, run as Republicans under the UTBA with me. You brothers in the Nation of Islam, you Moors, you Rastafarians and Hebrews, Hebrew Israelites, African Hebrew Israelites, you know what I'm saying? All you Pan-Africanists, I ask y'all that y'all run up under the UTBA banner, because in my vision, it was nothing but us brothers, only but Nubian men and women who were in charge, that was in the Senate, that was in the Congress, that was running DC. Nation of Islam brothers, Moors, 5%ers, Nubians or Sabians, Rastas. You know what I'm saying? We was the new Senate, the new Congress. You know what I'm saying? And at the time I saw the vision in around 2000, that was 40 years into the future. Now it's going to be only 20 years into the future. And this is where we need to go. We need to take over the politics of this country. And I'm using this flag just as a general flag, because the Nubiansufis, we got our own flag. This is not our actual flag. We got our own flag. We got our actual own flag. This is not our spiritual flag. This is our spiritual flag right here. So this is our spiritual flag right here. That orange that saffron and gold. That's our real flag. You know what I'm saying? But for the sake of political unity, I'm saying that all the groups come together under this flag, in respect of your flag. So this is just showing what we're representing. You know what I'm saying? The 50 stars, 50 states is where our people is located in those 50 states. And this also reflects on the Black Star Liner. You see, like Marcus Garvey, Black Star Liner. So this also can reflect on that the black stars, the Black Star Liner, the black stars. You know what I'm saying? If y'all can see it, hold up. See if y'all can see it. Yeah. So that's what it's reflecting on those black stars. Because this beast right here, he's yeah. If anybody ever went hunting and there was you had a type of I don't know, somebody even had a type of animal in a trap, but they're dying, and most of them, an animal in a trap, if he's real vicious, will try to leap out and kill you with its last breath, try to bite you. You know what I'm saying? And so the rulers of this world, they're so wicked and so full of isfat and been working so much against the laws of the Most High God, as well as against the laws of Mother Nature, who is the wisdom of God, that divine feminine principle. They've been working so much against that their world is crumbling before their eyes, and now they want to take everybody else with them. So we can't let them take everybody. We can't let them take us all with them, family. We can't let them beasts take us with them too. We're not going down the drain with them. That's why the book speaks about, in the book of Revelation speaks about Babylon and New Jerusalem. So I'm asking you brothers from different schools of thought, you know what I'm saying, so we can get over the my daddy is bigger than your daddy type of stuff. We ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for, oh, this brother said black, so I don't want to follow because he said the word black. We ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? We know where we each other's mentally coming from, right? And we're not loved by any of these rulers of this world, because in some form or fashion we represent the gods, right? So all you different brothers and sisters from this in the Nation of Islam, that's in the Moors, you know what I'm saying, that's in the 5% or the Nation of Gods and Earth, that's Rastafarians, that's African Hebrew Israelites, that's Kemetic, whatever school of thought, I'm asking that you join with me up under that flag so we can rebuild this together. This is before we went to sleep 500 years ago. We go back to 600 years ago, we were still in power. So this is what they've been trying to stop. This is what all the lynchings was going on about. This is what all of the, the segregation, the Jim Crow, and the Black Code, and the police brutality, the Tuskegee experiment. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason all this was taking place in this Western Hemisphere. Trying to get the black people to get the shots. Now they trying to say they want to get some laws in where your child can get they get puberty blockers and get their genitals removed and all this old crazy weird stuff. This Babylon, Sodom and Gomorrah stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or what's the other one? It's another sick one. The male birth control pills. That's what they're trying to put now. They got some male birth control pills. You know who they gonna push that to? Black and Latino peoples. You know what I'm saying? So we need to stand up, family. And this is why I'm asking that we come together under that UTBA flag. As this, it's not gonna go any other way, and we can save ourselves. Ain't no Jesus coming down from the sky to save us. We have to be that our own Jesus. We each other of us got to be that Jesus, that Yahshua, to save ourselves from these wicked ass Romans. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to put our chisel together, and this is the divine masonry right here. This is the divine masonry. So this is what we on, family. This is what my running, my political campaign is going to end up going to. Because I heard people saying, why go to the white man's system of politics? You know what I'm saying? Because we're not in the black man's system of politics yet. But we got to make an exodus. You got to make an exodus. But I'm not talking about making an exodus from Kemet to a wilderness. We already been in the wilderness. I'm talking about us making an exodus from the wilderness back to Kemet. the reverse. You know what I'm saying? And the only way we could do that is we unite, family. All right. So this is what I'm talking about. The new political party. This is the new political party up under the UTBA, the United Theocracy of Black America, or we call the Nubiansufi Empire of Gods and Goddesses, because we are gods and goddesses. We're not going to let nobody confuse us or our children or what they are. My son is a god. My daughter is a goddess. That's that. Ain't nothing else in between that. You know what I'm saying? And these young boys out here that don't got no parents, that ain't got no loved ones in the system, they got these vampires that want to get them and turn them out and burn them out. You know, we got to save these young boys and girls, these young black boys and young black girls who ain't got nobody to defend them from these freaks that's trying to put the Sodom and Gomorrah on them. They already injecting them with the mark of the beast because they ain't got nobody to speak up against them doing that to them. Not our people that's homeless out here. You know what I'm saying? They could be forcing all these freakish, beastly agendas on them, and they can't even fight because they worrying about following the rules so they can be able to stay in that shelter. And the shelter say you gotta take the mark of the beast so you can't go in the shelter, or you got children they wanna you gotta sign that your children can be transed out and vaxxed up at the same time. So we have to raise up as not just as religious, but and not just political, but we got to also raise up as billionaires. I would say black billionaires or Asiatic billionaires. We got to raise up as billionaires too, so we can save our people and save the people. Period. Meaning that if we could show everybody in this country and everybody in this world on the wealth that wealth and the power that comes into our hands as gods and goddesses, and the great and positive things that we can do to help the people will want to be up under us and not these beasts. They're like, man, we want to be up under them gods and goddesses. And then the word will go out that the gods have returned. The Olympians have returned. The Neteru have returned. Right? The Anunnaki of this planet Earth have returned. The Caliphs have returned. Right? Because this is our planet. We are the ones that's supposed to be ruling this planet. We who are the gods and the goddesses, the Elohim, the Neteru. This is our planet to rule. And the planet rule under us shouldn't be no issue for anybody of any race, because they see with this the Adamite rule is a rule of devils, sick, perverted beasts. And so they will understand, like everybody was like, man, we glad to be up under a world of this rule by gods and goddesses, because a world that's ruled by gods and goddesses is a global paradise. Right now, everybody is suffering in a global hellfire. Under our rule is a heaven on earth. Under the rule that they're in right now is a hell on earth. So what you want? A hell on earth or a heaven on earth? You know what I'm saying? Under this is a heaven on earth. And that's what we're talking about, is providing a heaven on earth for everybody. But they gotta understand who the Heka is, who's in charge, who got the Heka, you know what I'm saying? And they gotta bow down to Mayat. And that's it. And we can have a global paradise where everybody of all races of gods and goddesses. Because we don't want to leave nobody out of being gods and goddesses. If we say, okay, we just want a world where only black people is gods and goddesses, then we're gonna have devils and demons bursting out all over the place. So we gotta so in our Nubiansufi alchemy, we want everybody to become gods and goddesses. So we can have a planet full of gods and goddesses. And there will be no room for a devil or a shaitan or demon to show up. That's why when you make the salat, in your salat, you're told in Islam in the salat to go shoulder to shoulder. So brothers got to stand shoulder to shoulder so shaitan won't be able to slip in through the ranks. And so we want everybody to become gods and goddesses, because even in the Holy Quran, which is really a book of Ptah. As I told you, the Holy Quran is a book of Ptah. And Bilal was a priest of Ptah. He was the Allah at that time. You know what I'm saying? He was a high priest of Allah. He was a Qutub. You know what I'm saying? But even in the Holy Quran, it says, wherever you turn, it's the face of Allah. You know what I'm saying? And so, going back to this real fast, that's what we talking about. Everywhere you turn is the face of God. That's the global paradise that we talking about. You know, that's what we talking about demonstrating, all right? And that's what I'm going to be talking about as I move forward on my agenda, which should be everybody's agenda that's talking about righteousness. You want to see a global paradise, all right? So we're going to leave off with this. We're going to leave off with this, and I'm going to go ahead and shut it down like Chuck D. I'm going to shut it down like Chuck D said shut it down. Because right now, the sun's out, the frequencies is going, and the beasts know that a lot of our people going to act a fool because the melanin is being sparked, but it's not being sparked for righteousness. It's being sparked for wickedness. So we don't have a lot of time to waste. We ain't got time to waste time. We don't got time to waste time. I mean, that's a serious thing. We do not have time to waste time. Per person in your face talking some yin yang twin stuff like, look, man, I don't have time to waste time. Just tell them, I don't got time to waste time. I don't got time to waste time. They want to continue to waste time. They want to jackleg around, keep on moving. And for those of you, you know, that want to attend the Nubiansufi ministries, we're going to be in Venice Beach, May. We're going to have our first sermons going. And yes, we're going to have security. So come with peace so you won't get flipped out. I mean, we not just let you come up there and think you're going to harm anybody. But we will have some we're going to have some swords, some genies with some swords ready to take some heads. So either that or just come in peace, and there's going to be some genies there to break bread. You know what I'm saying? The genie's going to take heads or they're going to break bread, but we're going to keep it righteous and keep it positive. And speaking of genies, we got some invocation of some great powerful genies that I'm going to be also showing y'all, because the nature of the ancient black people, we were genies. We didn't need money. And that's what we're moving into. We don't need money. Whatever you want, you can speak it into existence. And so there are ancient scrolls that's got names of ancient genies, and you can still access the power of these ancient genies. You know what I'm saying? They had not died. They just off in other dimensions right now, but their powers are still accessible. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, this is our political stance right here. Everywhere you turn is the face of God. So I don't got to get on, you know, white versus black or none of that stuff. The face of God shines through every race of people around the world. He shines through the whites. He shines through the Latino. He shines through the Arabs. He shines through the Polynesian. He shines through everybody's face, right? And that's something that can't be denied. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you turn is the face of God. So if everywhere you turn is the face of God, why should I keep on warring? Why should we keep warring why we keep warring? You know, with other countries. You know, in a global planet, you know, the gods when they ruled the entire planet. There was no Russia, no United States, no Africa, no China. They ruled the entire planet. Have you ever watched Star Trek and heard the Vulcans talking about, I'm finna go to this continent, I'm finna go to this? They just say they're going to planet Vulcan. You heard the Klingons on Star Trek say, I'm finna go to this, go to here, go to. It was all one. You know, so, you know, we ruled the whole planet. We ruled the whole planet. There was no separate continents. There was one army, and that was to protect the whole planet. One army to protect the whole planet, one education system to teach the planet. And it would always be about righteousness. It was all one. You know what I'm saying? There's no thing, no one law system. You can't just, so I'm going to go break the law over on this continent and be free over this continent. It was all one. They're trying to do that, but they're doing it the wrong way because they don't have permission. The Adamites, the Adamite Illuminati, they want to make it a new world order, one world order, but they don't have the permission because, as I said at the beginning, they're not the God who created the planet. They're not the God who created the planet. They're not the God. They are not the God who created this planet. So they can't make it into a new world order. They can't make it into a one world order where only the white elite can push the buttons and run everything and control the governments and the banking systems and the religions and in the hospitals. They don't have that power to control the whole planet because they're not the God who created this planet. Right? So that's where we at, family. Because humanity will rise up as divinity. That's the destiny. In all this perversion that's going on with the schools, in the medical molestation going on with these jabs, it's only to stop humanity from becoming divinity. And you discovering your divinity, that's when you discover also Heka, your magic, which is your power to basically rule your own life, but in accordance with the laws of Ma'at, right? And so that's where we at, family. That's where the Nubiansufi Empire gods and goddesses is at, and we're gonna love to meet and greet each one of you in Venice, as well as the Sunday podcast we're gonna be having, because I'm not gonna be doing too much of the Facebook. We're gonna be switching to a podcast, and that's what I'm gonna be doing. The bulk of my sermons is on a podcast, and then you're gonna see other brothers and sisters teaching as well. And so the Nubian Sufis, just to let you know, it's really only for so-called African Americans, but we will also be training people that come to these Heka classes. So when you come to these Heka classes and you learn at these Heka classes and you graduate, no matter what race or religion, no matter what your race is, your nationality, if you graduate these Heka classes, we will anoint you as a cosmic Sufi, right? We will anoint you as a cosmic Sufi. You know what I'm saying? And so you being a cosmic Sufi will be the equivalent of being a Nubian Sufi. You know what I'm saying? No matter what your race is, you will have the same teachings of the Nubian Sufis, and you're going to have the same God of the Nubian Sufis as a cosmic Sufi. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to get this anointing easy. You're not going to get it easy. You're going to have to show me and show the priests and the priestesses, or the masters and the priestesses, that you tap into the God within yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you standing on righteousness, and you able to exhibit power. And then I'm gonna do a reading on y'all, and I'm gonna see what you're gonna do 4 or 5 years into the future, so I won't end up annoying somebody that's gonna end up turning into a devil later on, right? Or Satan later on. So we have the power to see into the future, so you ain't gonna be able to come into this and trick us. We're not gonna wish and hope you do good. We're gonna look into the future and see 4 or 5 years, or even 10 years or 20 years into the future. And if we see some junk, we ain't gonna let you in. So we're not gonna do a background check. We're gonna do a future ground check. Not no back. We're gonna do a forward. Not no background. We're gonna do a forward ground check. We're gonna check into your future and see what you're gonna do in the future before we let you, before we anoint you as a cosmic Sufi. We see some stuff that's jacked up, and you're gonna do some jacked up. You might go trans on us, you know what I'm saying, or you might take the mark of the beast, or you might go talk of some crazy stuff. Then, and we see that in the future, we're not gonna let you be no cosmic Sufi. You know what I'm saying? And represent the God within. You know what I'm saying? So keep it real is Remington Steele. You know what I'm saying? So yo, I'm out of here. All divine love to one of y'all, to one and all. All divine love to one and all. Shake the stick. All my people in Africa, I'm seeing a lot of people in Africa. All my brothers and sisters in Africa, I'm seeing a lot of people in Africa that's Facebook friending me. We will be coming to Africa. We're gonna be coming to Ghana. We're gonna be coming to Nigeria. We're gonna be coming to Egypt. We're going to be coming to Ethiopia with these teachings, and we want to bring some economics to your land. We know that the China has been buying up a lot of land in Africa. There's a chief in Ghana, Chief Nana. He's like, Esau, will you come here, please buy some land, because the Chinese is buying up all the land. You know what I'm saying? And so we want to give you empowerment, because Africa belongs to Africans and not to foreign interlopers, right? You know, so we want to work with people of Africa, but we want to let you know, if you into any type of scams, you trying to steal people money or steal people identities and steal people Facebooks and Instagrams and all type of scandalous stuff, you know, we don't want to deal with you. If you into any scams, don't come our way, because we're gonna shut you down. Don't come my way with no damn scams and stuff. Don't come my way on my Facebook with no damn scams. If you Facebook friend me and you a dude, but you trying to pretend like you're a female, I'ma sniff it out, and I'ma delete the friend request. If you come in talking some stuff that can get me in trouble with this government, and I'm trying to do something with my people through this government, and you put some Arabic stuff or some Saddam Hussein type whatever, try to put some Taliban stuff, I'm going to delete you and block you, because I don't need none of that. I'm already having enough issues, because we're going into our own social network real soon. We're going into our own social network so we could deal on that front. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be hard to find our social network, our Nubiansufi empire of gods and goddesses social network. So if you ain't righteous, don't contact me. If you with some scams, don't contact me. If you trying to hack, don't contact me, because I will work some magic from where I'm sitting at. Right? Let's keep it righteous, family, because I want to see Black America come up and shine in glory, and I want to see Black Africa shine in glory. And our brothers and sisters in Jamaica, we will be visiting Jamaica as well, and showing love in Jamaica. And our brothers and sisters, I had somebody contact me from Paris. So we even going to go up to Europe and break bread with our brothers and sisters in Europe. But let's get first thing first, here in where I'm at in the city of St. Louis. Let's get this movie off the ground, right? Let's get this movie off the ground so we could put images of ourselves as the heroes and not as the zero, right? Bless all y'all with life. Mama said, take the crucifix, throw it in the trash. It's representing death, is bringing death to your community. Pick up this unk right here. It's life, right? It represents life. Life all day long, all right? Heka Hotel.